If you were here for my ARCHON quest stream playthrough, you know my opinion about CHASCA's story up to this point. Her story in the ARCHON quest, her character development arc, has been kinda lackluster. Now to clarify, I have nothing against CHASCA. I want every character in the ARCHON quest to shine equally, but CHASCA did not receive that treatment. Also, since CHASCA is coming out, I believe her tribal quest, or quote-unquote story quest, has a lot of heavy lifting to do. Yeah, from the perspective of playing Dungeons & Dragons and being the storyteller, I did that professionally to earn a living, and with that background, I do think about the story a lot. I do think about not just how everything makes sense together, but which of the pacing is good to tell. So which part should come first and which part should come after. Those things matters. Hey, shout out to anyone who enjoyed Chlorine in her story quest about Dungeons & Dragons. So for CHASCA, this is a very good summary of CHASCA's story. Obviously, this is gonna contain spoiler for Natlan's ARCHON quest from Act 1 to Act 4. Be warned. We come to Natlan alongside with a whole cast of other members. We meet a particular person that is the peacemaker, the one that mediates between all the conflicts in the different tribes. And then immediately we learn that her, CHASCA, has a troubling past of having to live with Saurian. She's also affected negatively by some abyss energy in her body that comes out in the form of outburst anger and conflict. And then when she's integrated to the human tribe, she has huge problem with controlling her anger. She would pick a fight in unfortunate times, leaving unfortunate consequences. With time, CHASCA has been able to manage her anger a little bit more, though there's still some outbursts here and there. And especially her family member, Guichi, has been mentioning about that a lot. Keyword, mentioning. It has never been shown on screen. CHASCA anger and its lasting consequence has never been shown on screen. You can argue that CHASCA going into an argument with Guichi could be a show of her anger issue, but that just seems like any sibling quabbles to me. It doesn't show her uniqueness in her backstory. Now, the story goes on. We adventure with CHASCA a little bit. Sometimes stakes are high, but CHASCA has never lost her composure up until one point, near the very last point of the ARCHON quest, where the war is breaking out, everything is dire, everything is grim, people are dying, and Guichi, CHASCA's closest family member, sister, dies in the process. We witness CHASCA fending for her sister in vain and talking to her sister, trying her best to keep the morale up, but everyone in the scene knows Guichi is dying. From the perspective of the viewers, from the perspective of a story watcher, or like treat this as either a TV show, a movie, or a video game, whatever, we all see, oh shit, this is the moment. This is the moment where everything from her backstory is coming together. She's gonna lose her shit. CHASCA gonna lose her shit right here, right now. Everything in the story has been leading up to this point. And on screen, CHASCA screams in agony. Then she calms down and say, okay guys, what do we do next? Yeah, let's go. We have a job to do. Yeah. And as viewers, I got a slap in the face. What the fuck is this storytelling? What the fuck? Where is my payoff? Where is the climax of the story? I know there are a lot of other things going on in the story. I know there are a lot of other stuff going on in the story, and other characters are having very well written story. But why is CHASCA having this treatment from the story writing department? Let's take a quick step back here. I want to look at this from a different angle. CHASCA remaining calm after her sister dies could work. Yes, it can work. Only if we have seen CHASCA losing her shit before. Then, that moment where CHASCA remains calm after her sister dies becomes a character development. But we have not seen CHASCA losing her shit. We only hear about it, and that's hitting nowhere as hard. Prior to that point in the story, we have not seen CHASCA being affected by abyss or her anger issue. We have not seen that affecting anyone else in the story negatively in any meaningful way. The writers could totally make CHASCA making hasty decision when we are down at the Night Kingdom trying to save Kachina. There could be a scene where CHASCA is fighting the Fatui because she hastily makes a conclusion about them. But no, there's none of that. The closest we get to CHASCA messing things up is her shooting a bow at the device to gather the ancient name for Kachina. But that's quite inconsequential. Silali's device broken? Sorry Silali, we good? We good. Yeah, I know. I know we still have the CHASCA story quest, but they will need to do a shit ton of heavy lifting. Not only because they have to now explain what's happening in CHASCA mind, but the story quest of CHASCA also now have the baggage of being told after the climactic point of CHASCA story. It has to be told after. Like even if it's a series of flashback and CHASCA has been losing her shit in the past, it's not hitting as hard anymore because as a viewer, like if you treat this as a TV series, let's say a 10 episode season, we are now at about episode 6 of the season and we are not seeing the payoff from CHASCA's story. It's a big letdown and we only see maybe like the explanation of that story in episode 7, episode 8. Like even if it's a satisfying explanation, it's not gonna hit as hard anymore. The story is important, yes, and the explanation is important, yes, but the pacing, to put it simply, what is coming first and what is coming second, how do we tell a story is important as well. It's an art form, yes. And if I have to be honest, how CHASCA was treated in the story slightly demotivates me into getting CHASCA in the next patch. I will still play through her story quest and see whether that's really resonates for me. If you like this kind of in-depth discussion, let me know in the comments. Storytelling is something I know decent about and I enjoy talking about. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Enjoy my live stream. We can hang out, talk more about story stuff.